Debunking Burnout Myths, What Personal Trainers Need to Know. Hey, Sensei Sarah here with another incredible insights episode for every introverted personal trainer who wants to help more clients to change their lives through health and fitness without working themselves into the ground to do it. So burnout is a massive problem amongst personal trainers, especially for those of us who are more introverted in nature. So today we'll be busting a few common misconceptions so you can get to the truth about burnout and move on with your life without it. So here's what we'll be covering today. 1. Burnout is more than just physical exhaustion. It also includes mental and emotional fatigue. 2. Workload is not the only cause of burnout. Factors like lack of control and conflicting demands can contribute too. 3. Burnout is not a sign of weakness or incompetence, but rather a result of chronic stress and imbalance. 4. Quick fixes won't solve burnout. It requires a comprehensive approach and long-term strategies. And 5. Burnout only affects personal trainers who work in high-intensity settings. Without the right strategies in place, burnout is coming to get you no matter who you are. So let's dive in. So misconception number 1 is that burnout is simply exhaustion. Now, burnout is not only about physical exhaustion, it also includes emotional and mental fatigue as well. It's a state of chronic stress that can affect every area of your life, including work, relationships, and overall well-being. So, for example, a trainer may mistakenly assume that they're burned out because they seem physically tired at the end of every day. But burnout goes beyond physical fatigue and includes emotional and mental exhaustion as well. So the same trainer may also feel overwhelmed with financial or personal stressors, leading them to constant worry. And the problem is, we keep hearing quotes like, oh, the harder you work for something, the greater you'll feel when you achieve it. Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it's the courage to continue that counts. And don't watch the clock, do what the clock does, keep going. But there's a big difference between blindly pushing through and being able to recognize when the approach you're taking isn't working for you. So, misconception number 2, burnout is solely caused by workload. Now, while an overwhelming workload can certainly contribute to burnout, it's not the only factor. Things like lack of control, insufficient support, conflicting demands, and a misalignment between personal values and professional responsibilities can also lead to burnout. And this happens with trainers who are stuck in the phase of trying to fill their diaries with one-to-one appointments. They often feel the financial pressure of taking on as many clients as they can. They don't feel like they can take any time off, so they argue with their significant other, and they end up working with clients who don't match their own personal values or interests, which makes them feel undervalued. But then we're led to believe that working with crappy clients is just part of the job and then we just have to suck it up, which is not true, but that's a subject for another day. So this is made much worse for introverted trainers who need time away from people to recharge their batteries. So misconception number 3 is that burnout is a sign of weakness or incompetence. Now, burnout is definitely not a reflection of you as a person, your strengths, or your abilities as a personal trainer. It's the result of chronic stress and an imbalance between demands and resources. So introverted personal trainers are terrible for setting high expectations and standards for ourselves. We're reaching for goals that probably aren't all that realistic and not prioritizing our own needs. And of course, then we blame ourselves for not achieving what we set out to, and we're likely to feel ashamed or embarrassed when we start to feel burned out. So if you want to avoid burnout, it's critical to shift your focus away from blame and towards understanding the reality of the factors that contribute to it in the first place. So, misconception number 4 is that burnout can be resolved through short-term remedies. Now, burnout is not a problem that can be solved by quick fixes or temporary solutions like taking a break or a vacation. Now, it might seem like 2 weeks in the sun, eating and drinking whatever you like, will solve your exhaustion, but burnout goes way too deep for this to have much impact. In fact, in some cases, the stress of no income for 2 weeks, the thought of letting people down while you're away, and the pressure that excessive eating and drinking puts on the body can make you feel like you need a vacation to get over your vacation, or that 2 weeks just isn't long enough. Of course, these occasional breaks or having the odd spa day will help temporarily, but still, it is essential to develop sustainable habits and make fundamental changes to prevent burnout from recurring. So, misconception number 5 is that burnout only affects trainers who work in high intensity settings. Now, burnout can affect personal trainers working in any type of environment. And while high intensity settings may have their unique stressors, burnout can occur in any work environment without proper self care and support. It's not limited to a specific workplace or career path either. Trainers need to be aware that burnout can happen to them regardless of their specific context. So, for example, you might be the kind of trainer who likes to go hard or go home in your business, pushing yourself to accomplish more and more in a short period of time. Or you might be more of a plodder, like me. You might try to create a balance of focus and rest so that you can create long periods of consistency. But burnout doesn't care whether you're a race car that achieves a lot in a short space of time or you're a diesel engine that plods forever. If you don't have the right protections in place, even the day-to-day consistencies can burn you out. So here's 2 things that it's super important to remember. 1, burnout is multifaceted. It's not just physical exhaustion and work-related stress. The emotional and mental aspects can be even more powerful contributing factors. And number 2, proactive intervention is crucial for preventing burnout from escalating. By recognizing and addressing burnout-related concerns promptly, you can enjoy a lasting career as a personal trainer and achieve more success with a powerful sense of fulfillment. So, what can you do about it? Well, burnout is a complex subject with lots of signs and solutions. And that's why I've created a free masterclass coming up this week called From Burnout to Brilliance: How to Transform Exhaustion into Excellence for a Lasting Personal Training Career. So we'll be covering things like how to spot the red flags of burnout, unlocking the burnout puzzle, understanding why it's so prevalent amongst personal trainers, and strategies to help introverted personal trainers avoid overwhelm, and much, much more. I am super excited to be able to share this with you, and I'll be broadcasting live into our Kick-Ass Personal Training community Facebook group on Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m. UK time. So to join the live training, get all the details, simply head to kickasspt.com/group and request to join the Facebook group if you're not already a member. But if you're catching this video on the replay after Thursday, the 21st of September 2023, then check the description of this video for the link to the replay. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Let me know in the comments below if you've been affected by burnout in your career, and I hope to see you on the masterclass training. Thanks for watching. I'm Sensei Sarah. See you next time.